Why is Snatch Deal banned? Well, for many very good reasons. When it came off the ban list for a while, it wasn't a bad idea to play 2 hidden armories just to search out your lone Snatch Deal, because giving up a normal summon was totally worth it. But why is Snatch Deal so good anyway? It seems like such a non-issue in that all you do is steal one of your opponent's monsters, and it's countered very easily by MST. Well, let me explain to you why it's actually such a strong card. Snatch Deal is what's called a top deck card, meaning if you're behind in a duel and you top deck this one card, it has a very good chance of turning the game around in your favor, no matter what deck you're playing or playing against. Obviously, it's not going to help you in every single situation, but in a very high amount of cases it will. And Yu-Gi-Oh, like any other card game, is a game all about probability, and any way to increase your probability of throwing the game in your favor is a must-have in your deck, especially when this lone card increases those odds so more heavily than any other non-banned cards in the game. Now, let's talk about the card itself. All it allows you to do is take one of your opponent's monsters and use it however you want. It only targets one monster, yet cards like Torrential Tribute, Regeki, Mirror Force, and Darkhold target many more monsters and have a chance of destroying all your opponent's monsters. Why are they all okay when Snatch Deal only targets one monster and can be countered by MST? Well, for one, you can never actually use the argument that being countered by MST makes it okay. Cards like Skill Drain and Vanity's Emptiness are also shut down by MST, but Konami finally felt the need to limit them for being too strong. If you didn't have an MST in hand when one of those cards were activated, your chances of winning dropped exponentially every turn, as those 2 cards can shut down a ton of decks. But let's talk about the monster count and why Snatch Deal is better than cards that can wipe out all your opponent's monsters. In today's meta, with cards that don't really mind being destroyed or are straight up immune to destruction effects, any way to actually get rid of problem monsters without having to send it to the graveyard is much more valuable. That's why cards like Compulse and Castle see lots of play. Neither card actually destroys anything, but are both counted as excellent removal. Snatch Deal not only allows you to remove problem cards, but gain advantage at the same time. Let's talk about card advantage for a little bit. If a card like Regeki is able to destroy one monster with its effect, it paid for its cost of losing the card from your hand to make your opponent go -1 from their field. So it's advantage neutral for only getting rid of one card, which is still pretty good. For every other monster destroyed after the initial 1 increases the advantage gained from the card by 1, up to a maximum of +4. Going +4 off of Regeki is a dream Regeki play, and doesn't happen often, but the card does have great potential. Now there's Snatch Deal. It causes your opponent to no longer have a monster on their side of the field, paying the cost of using Snatch Deal right there. Nice and easy card neutral, but now you also have a new monster on your side of the field, increasing your advantage by another 1, making Snatch Deal, if the effect goes off, an instant +1. Stealing your opponent's monster is very powerful, as it almost always results in a +1. That's why Big Eye is a very powerful card, and that's why any deck capable of going into rank 7s easily is instantly a viable deck. But Snatch Deal is a lot easier to use than Big Eye. All you have to do is have it in your hand, and it's not reliant on your opponent having a ton of monsters on their field to go +1 like Regeki. Snatch Deal is just an easy, effortless +1 card. A few other notable effortless +1 cards are Pot of Greed, Delinquent Duo, Graceful Charity, Infernity Archifiend, Stratos, and any other easy search on normal summon cards like Deneb and Gadgets. And cards where you can abuse their pluses, like Stratos and Infernity Archifiend, are even better because you can get more than 1 +1 off of a single card. Snatch Deal, being an equip spell card, is also subject to this kind of abuse. So let's recap that. Snatch Deal is a great top deck that can win you a game on its own, is an easy +1, and is subject to abuse since it's an equip spell card. I should also point out that the fact that your opponent gains 1,000 life points every turn is irrelevant. In card games, you treat your life points as a resource to use, not something to worry about. If you're ahead in card advantage, there's a high chance you'll come out with a win, even if you end the duel with 100 life points. That's why cards like Solemn Judgment are banned, even though it costs half your life points to use, and Solemn Warning is limited, even though it has a steep 2,000 life point cost.